it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're focusing in on a viewer question that we got in, and that is really how to know if someone has a lack of empathy. So we're going to address that here in this video, and I want to give a quick shout out to all you deep divers, all of you viewers who are part of the healing revolution and who have the courage and emotional strength to rise up above the abuse. And I applaud you for that and beginning your journey, no matter where you are in the journey. The road will get better and better. So I want to applaud you for your efforts, and I thank God that you're here. We are focusing in on the red flags, really how to identify if someone has a lack of empathy. And number one, I would say, is a lack of respect for your personal boundaries. Your personal boundaries are kind of on several different layers, as if like by an onion. So your boundaries can be your time, they can be your space, they can be of your perspective, they can be of your viewpoints. Boundaries are that which surround and protect you from your emotional bodies. So, for example, your boundaries are which define you, which who you are. So I think of it very much like a blueprint. If you've ever seen a blueprint of a house or a building, there's, different lines, and these are basically what we want to think of as boundaries. And these, design the space. They capture the space. They give a view of how things are to be developed or built up upon. And so the narcissist or the psychopath will display a lack of empathy, which meaningly they do not understand, acknowledge, validate, or respect or feel your feelings, needs, wishes, desires, viewpoints, all things of that nature. They just do not heed. They don't acknowledge. They tend to blow right past it. They tend to annihilate it. They tend to ignore it. They tend to invalidate it. They tend to make people feel like they are invisible because of this. Invisible means like you almost just feel that they are not able to comprehend you as a separate, individual, autonomous human being. So the violation of boundaries can be that of time, which means they take up so much of your time for that which and distract you from that which you need to do, including living your life purpose or the need to live your life purpose. They can violate your time and be distracting when you should be concentrating and focusing on things that are important to you, your grades, your income, your family, things of this nature. They tend to distract you from that so that all the attention is on them. And this is springing from a lack of empathy. So because they can't validate, because they can't mirror you, the really unhealthy you back, they're going to take it all on them. They are going to divert the attention back onto them. Their needs, their values, what they are about, what they want to get out of something. They are asserting themselves through an aggression, a hostility, an anger, and a hatred. So really, you can almost feel this lack of empathy through the constant negativism, the constant catastrophizing, the constant spinning around of meaning of things so it's directed back to them, a hyper irritability. They might be constantly exaggerating things that in a negative manner, things that you might have said or done wrong. They come at it with an unnatural amount of hostility or anger, or give a lot of what we call dirty looks, dirty snips, different dirty quips, constantly making you feel through their body language, which is oftentimes a large percent of how people communicate is through their body language. They will communicate to you in very disrespectful manners. They might sit with their feet up in the air and, while talking to you, so that you're basically talking to their feet. They might constantly bend over so that you're talking to them and you're basically talking to their butt, their ass. They are very disrespectful in when they get together. They will constantly turn their body away from you, or maybe just fall asleep while they're with you, as a way of just basically shutting everybody out, basically sending the message that they are not important or you're not important, and then yet expect you to, basically bow down to what they have to say, what their opinions are, what their values are, and how they want you to see things. So they don't give you your own perspective. They don't allow you to have your own values. They basically want to annihilate that like an enemy. And this is springing from a lack of empathy. They are very much like because of this lack of empathy, they do become almost very contrary and contradictory to people. They have a lot of conflict consciousness and can very much be perceived like an enemy, to the extent that they will try to sabotage you and your life. And it's sprinkled with a couple little quips. Oh, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much for that. You are good at this, but yet they will really, the more that you see the lack of empathy, which is then exemplified and presented in the splitting, the talking behind your back, the smear campaigns about you, which have nothing to do with reality, but have everything to do with them and their need to abuse. You need to be able to separate from that and realize that the maladaptive behavior belongs to the abuser and not take it personally. You just happen to be there. You happen to witness. You happen to be a target. You happen to be a supply. So you need to acknowledge this and get beyond their, get away from them, basically. Go no contact. Get away from these people who seek to target and insult and insinuate that you are an awful person when you have done nothing wrong. This is just an abuse and a manipulation tactic from a individual who presents with a lack of empathy and a heightened need to be superior or promote that they are superior and more self-important than. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.